All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. We got some little special for you guys today. We are big fans of the Absolute Universe, Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Like those are awesome. They're so good. Oh, he's got the big one. Yeah, it's so good.
I saw that one
So
this
good.
this afternoon at Graham Crackers also.
Yeah, yeah. I need to pick that up just to frame it.
I didn't even get it. Like they just gave it to me and said, "Here, take it."
You spent so much money. You're like, you're our favorite customer. Here you go.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we love Absolute Batman. And then was it yesterday? I believe yesterday. They dropped Absolute Evil, which is a one-off. It's a one-shot comic book of it. Oh, that's the alternate cover. Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
So this is a one-shot, like we said, but it gets all of the villains together in a room, and then we start kind of talking about stuff. And there's no really action in this one. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking, but what they talk about is big. Is big.
Really
yes. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to.
Let's pull it up real quick.
Bring it up. Yeah.
Give me this one.
There you go. So that works out.
Absolute Evil. So
yeah.
Which is you can see all this cool stuff. All the art is so awesome. I gotta get it to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so they started in 1951. They said, "Gentlemen of the House of Un-American Activities, you called me to a closed-door session to answer certain questions. I've thought long and hard about these answers during my convert work as the Hawkman. My true identity has come and remained my own secret. Now you say I have to give my secret up. My face, my name, my life. I do consider these my own businesses, but sometimes business takes a backseat to pleasure. And you know what? I'll be a real pleasure to inform on all the commie rats nibbling away at this great country. What do you want to know, boys?" And that's how it starts. Okay.
Yeah. In 1951, I thought
1951
was interesting. Yeah.
And so you talk about them. I'll talk about that later. But okay, so it goes immediately to Oliver Queen. Okay. And you see him practicing his archery. And
talking
phone
to Roy.
rings, and he's talking to somebody. Hey, I'm down in the Arrow Cave, and he's talking about all this stuff. What's going on? Practicing my party piece, having a good time. And he talks about how awesome his little lab and his lair is, and all his toys that he has, and how just incredible his life is for everything. Then he says this, "No, look, I told you about the island, right? All those private flights, just kids, because he bought the cops, Roy. He bought the courts. The system was built for the guys like this. I gotta do something. Somebody's got to do something. What? Why not me? All this stuff I have, this money. What does it mean? What do I do? What are we actually doing here? Any of us? Because something it's killing us all, man. Some moral cancer it's rotting us inside, rotting our souls. Don't tell me to calm down, Roy. I mean, you cannot be in or out, but I'm serious. This is the way I make a difference in the world. This is the direction I was always headed." Okay, which is interesting.
That's the first time we've met Oliver Queen in this universe.
Yep.
The first time. And you find out his nemesis or the guy he's going against is basically Jeffrey Epstein. Like, it's like they didn't say it out, but they kind of, laid it out there in front of you, which I thought was like super. Yeah. I love where we're going. It's so like interesting. But I mean, it ties into later when they start talking about what this world is and what this universe is and this and that, and it ties back in into good and evil and stuff like that. But yeah, he's talking about taking out Jeffrey Epstein.
This is hilarious.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
All right, so sometimes that's the way it goes, Jubal. The guy turns 40 and gets gray hair ideas. I bought a Maserati Queen. Grew up conscious. It happens. But just take a breath here. We'll see what he can actually do. What's his next move? And this guy's having this conversation. He's walking into a meeting. And it basically tell them, say, hey, we're detecting electronic devices on your person. You were made aware of the stipulations of today's meeting. So he's going to a serious meeting. Okay. Sure. You know, so he is. Basically, the guy says, give me the phone. And if you don't like it, talk to my boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if they here. Yeah, they tell you right here who he is.
Yeah. So see how that goes for you. Hector Hammond. That's who he is. Okay.
Yeah. But Hector Hammond is one of the bigger Green Lantern villains. Yeah, which I think this is the first time we've met him in this universe too.
It is.
I haven't read all of the Green Lantern Absolute ones, but I think this is. Yeah.
So glad you could finally join us, Veronica Cale, National Security Advisor. I'm the boss. You had something to say? He says, if we're doing coffee orders, I'll take a macchiato, sweetheart. He says, no, this room is not for games. It's not for play. Speak of work or do not speak. And he says, who the hell do you think you are? So I'm Ra's al Ghul. Okay. If you do not know what that means, be glad and be silent.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very badass. Very badass.
So I was being rhetorical, you putz. I have to side with Mr. Ra's al Ghul on this. Our time is more valuable than any of our resources on Earth, Hammond. Far too precious to waste on your little jokes. He says, agreed. Oh, someone says, agreed. I do not like jokes. I do not enjoy jokes, which is hilarious because of who he is. Yeah. I know who you are, laughing boy. So who is that, guys? The Joker.
Yep. Yep.
If we all know who we are, can we get on with this? I know I've got work to do. He says, thank you, Dr. Thawne. You know, Flash, Thawne. There you go. Let's begin. New York 1939 chemist Wesley Dodds gets rich off his patents for improved anesthetic compounds. Soon after, a masked detective called the Sandman makes waves in society pages, armed with a non-lethal sleeping gas. Wesley Dodd is young, idealistic, romantic. It's not hard to put two and two together. Even before Dodd is found shot dead in his Sandman suit, his basement laboratory's been ransacked. A year later, the U.S. military acquires some new and very lethal nerve gas weapons. How? Interesting. Was that lethal gas brewed from Dodd's stolen notes? Ask the conspiracy theorists. Did they win us the war? Ask the historians. Here you go. Here's another one. So 1942, Gotham. Ted Grant, a professional boxer, is framed for murder by small-time hoods. Grant Young, he's romantic. He puts on a cat costume, beats the hell out of them, clears his name. He called himself Wildcat. The neighborhood eats it up. He busts some more small-time hoods than medium-time hoods, working his way up. On a stakeout, he overhears a factory inspector talking about taking a bribe for a munitions magnet to look for the others away the safety standards. And then he comes into $50,000 tax-free, and that's the end of Wildcat. Takes the money and runs. Grant buys a gym in Schenectady, trains a couple of champions, dies peacefully in his sleep at the age of 81. 16 people die in workplace accidents in the factory over the next 5 years, making that gas I mentioned the one that won us the war. So taking the money was the most heroic thing Wildcat ever did. This gives you the basis of what's going on. So I think
with all the older, characters.
Stories. 1951, Los Angeles Iron Monroe, a movie stuntman and a real freak of nature. Rumor has he stopped a bullet at 50 yards and outrun a locomotive. He decides he wants to fight never-ending battle for truth and justice. The never-ending battle seems to involve a lot of socialist meetings. He called before Huac in a special closed-door session around the same time as a couple of other adventurers of the period. The Monroe refuses to name names, calls McCarthy a Demon Mogul. That's the end of him. Whatever. Within a year, he's living in a lonely shack in the middle of the Nevada desert, which is actually targeted for a chemical weapons test. Someone filed the wrong paperwork, apparently. Monroe's lungs weren't as tough as the rest of him, but they are just as red. 3 of 100 examples throughout the history. There have been individuals that acted outside the status quo, and the status quo has dealt with those individuals one way or another. Who remembers them now? So it goes, and so it has always gone until now. Now, fast forwards into what we've been dealing with the absolute universe. Okay.
Yeah, the new characters.
The Gateway event, so-called because it took place in a gateway city, and because apparently opened the doors to a whole new bag of craziness. That thing is called Tetracide. It was the second most dangerous creature to appear that day. This is the most dangerous. You see, that's Diana, Wonder Woman. She arrived here from hell. She deafened the city, became a Gorgon, turned the Tetracide into stone, then destroyed it with one punch. She also, and this is the part I find most concerning, took the operational command of the scene. Troops on the ground deferred to her. Based on what exactly her bearing, her tone, mind control, why was she not arrested?
Yeah, so that goes back to like Wonder Woman, like with the first 4 issues, 4 or 5 issues,
5 issues, yeah,
like the storyline, the first arc of her, and that's something I never even thought about, because they just all started listening to her, just all started listening to her, and she saved everybody. She saved the entire city. That, I mean, when they say like, why wasn't she arrested? It's kind of wild.
Well, I mean, but that's how they're framing it. So this is the way they're framing each one of these characters' arcs, and it's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
At the same time, word spreads about another creature. This one is male, violently disrupting Lazarus Corporation's operations in Brazil, shrugging off artillery that would have blown a hole right through Iron Monroe, melting tanks with his eyes. Following which, a trained peacemaker agent ignores the Brainiac algorithm recommendations and writes after action report directly in what seems poetic detail. You are more interested in how the report was written than the contents. It's indicative of a trend. Gotham City, this one is human, we think. But he seems to be to redefine what humans can be. He appears, it vanishes like a ghost, and somehow built his resources into the city itself. He wears an axe blade on his chest, for God's sake. Let's go, absolute Batman.
He wears the freaking battle axe on his chest.
And then it's funny. Joker says, he didn't take the money. It's important. Yes, exactly. Unlike Ted Grant, he didn't take the money.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna go through so the same thing. Green Lantern, basically same story, right? Flash, same thing. Then as he says, and other beings are out there. What forms do they take? Are they even corporal? We don't know. We can't know. So the fear is from not knowing. But we do know things are escalating. These new threats are more dangerous than ever before. And the greatest dangers they pose is not what they do, but what they can convince others to do, what they can inspire. Peacemaker agents ignore protocol, military officers taking orders from civilians, seasoned cops refusing to open fire on a man dressed like a bat or as a bat. There's an order in this world. There's a hierarchy. These things make a mockery of that. They could topple everything if allowed to, if we allow them to. So previously, we could have met all these threats individually. I no longer believe that's possible. You all have private resources, as do I. As the National Security Advisor, Director of the Area 41, I have additional government resources. But if we don't put all those things together, if we don't work together, these monsters will take over our world or take our world apart. Let me get no sale. I get it. Uncle Sam's hard up these days for so begging comes with a scared story, but nobody's scared toots, because the point of this little speech was that people like us have always handled people like them in this world. It has, and frankly, I don't need any help now. And then Ra's al Ghul says, "I think you do." Yeah, well, think wrong. Got rid of the Green Lantern, didn't I? I've got a problem. If any of my friends have a problem, I don't need Lazarus Corporation to help solve it. Capiche? I think now is a good time, Kale. Me too. Send them Mr. Hall, please.
Yeah. Oh, so before we get into like,
woo,
yeah,
woo,
before we get into all that, it's just how all these villains, because what's her name is, she's kind of like Amanda Waller in a sense.
Mr. Cal.
Like, yeah, you know, they kind of set her up to be like the Amanda Waller kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, all the villains are here, but
they run this world.
Yeah, they run this world, and they have been, you know, because he even said like, and these are all the villains. We all know this because we all know these characters, you know, from other iterations of them.
Mm-hmm.
So just to be like, people like us handled people like them, you know. So it's like the roles are flipped. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the good guys are the ones hiding, you know, in the sewers and in the streets and, you know, in dark alleys, while the rich people are the good guys that are running the world. You know, it's
the bad guys that are running the world.
The bad guys. I mean, I'm sorry, the bad guys are like, you know, working with the governments and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, the status quo, like what they said. You know,
sounds familiar to some other world. Huh? So he walks in. Remember we met Oliver Queen. He's dead now. He's dead.
A big old hole on the side.
Big old hole in the side of his head. He says, "That is how we solve problems, Mr. Hammond. Not in a month, in a day. No sitting around the table. No chump change. No games, and no jokes." He says that. Looks at the Joker.
Joker dead on.
How did you? So was this a murder or a covert assassination? Is this just a threat of some kind, blackmail, or what's the point, Kale? Call it a demonstration of power, what power can do with money, what money can do for power, how difficult it is for you to get intel on your little escaped experiment from Fort Fox, Illinois. How much effort did it take for Hammond to get the first on the scene in Evergreen? How many millions? How many favors? Next time there will be a next time. You could each make one phone call, unless Lazarus calls first, I suppose. Then it's a bidding war. Frankly, I still agree with Hammond. He said, as convenient as the alliance might be for you, I don't see the need to be part of each other's pockets. It's not as if we're friends. And says, no, not friends. May I have the floor? It's interesting here.
Yeah. So the Joker gets up and he talks, and watch how everyone else around him acts. Like, you know, like, yeah.
He stands up. He says, thank you. I'm going to share some recent research from a particular physics laboratory under my guise. Needless to say, this is proprietary information. If any of what I'm about to tell you reaches any ears outside this room, I'll take it seriously. That's a bad man right there.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, duly noted. Who is this character? Very cool. I love this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to tell him that's Brainiac.
It's Brainiac, guys.
Yeah. And somehow he's
got all the mirrors, everything. He's watching everything that's going on.
He's watching. He's not there, but he's watching.
Look at it. Look at this scene.
Yeah, he's Brainiac is freaky as hell in this one.
The Higgs boson is known as in popular science as the God particle. It's considered by many to be the final piece of the puzzle of quantum mechanics. the one elementary particle that confirms how the universe works. They're wrong. Last year, we found a better one, the true end of the search. We call it the omega particle.
Hint, hint.
Studying it has revealed fundamental truths about the world we live in. The particle forms basic buildings, blocks of all creation, and now we know how it behaves, how it reacts, what it reacts to. The particle, this energy, it has a spiral dimension to it, a moral dimension. Please, you're telling us that a subatomic particle understands good and evil? You can't possibly be serious. No, he doesn't joke. He never jokes. Listen. And that's Ra's al Ghul talking about the Joker.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling everyone to listen. Like, no one messes around when the Joker's talking.
The fundamental forces of the universe trend in one direction, and now that we know that includes societal forces. Gravity distorts the universe, and so the river runs. The curtains fall. The yoke is heavy. We accept that man and is tethered to the earth. We do not believe a man can fly. With this discovery, we must now accept that there is likewise a moral gravity pulling down, keeping everything that is in its place. The existence is order and ordained. Water flows downhill. Those who have had, those who have not. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Some hold the winning cards, and some clutch at the handful of jokers. This is not chance. This is not accident. This is design. You see how he's looking. As it goes to each panel. The sore losers in the game of life see their fate woven in the fabric of creation and rail against it, call it doom. There's a philosophical term from that perspective, the just world fallacy. And imagine being so twisted, so filled with hate, so paralyzed by fear. Imagine thinking it all fallacy that the world could be just. I don't know if I can read all that stuff because it's so small, but
yeah, it's kind of tiny.
I'll read it out my book because that's a little bit too much. Because I think it's important.
Yeah, this Joker speech is amazing, amazing, and super important in this universe.
So, but the world is just. We have evidence, not of doom, but of natural order worked upon the world by a higher power. If spoiled little anarchists like the late Mr. Queen here would stand against that order, that I call injustice. And injustice must be fought. Chaos must be fought. We must fight it. And how can we fail? God is on our side. So are we friends? We are not. To claim friendship, and any of you would insult you. To succumb to friendship is against the moral order. But we can be allies. Here in this room, our watchtower looking down from high above the herd, we can be the league. Between us, we can ensure the moral arc of the universe bends towards justice. A toast then to an ordered world and to our Justice League as they drag the body of Oliver Queen down the hall.
And then you get like, the look of like the Hall of Justice. Yeah,
there's that.
Absolute justice. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. I'm just going to read this real quick, and so you guys know where we are. Fascinating data, just fascinating. And without your methods, I'm not sure I could have acquired it. So thank you for that, Mirror Master. I didn't come here for thanks, Brainiac. I need your analysis. I need to know how it all connects here and in my mirror. How it connects and how it reflects. Indeed, a measure of balance suits my own goals. Hammond balances Ra, and the Hawkman there egos can focus on one another. And Thawne's skepticism matches Kale, the true believer. But this man who does not joke, we need to reflect on him. We need to reflect him. Learn his secrets. Negate his threat. He's the most important one.
Mhm.
There's a name I recall from my glimpse into the mirrored world. Someone worth investigating in. I think for the Justice League to be complete. And then you see, I need one more member. Sunset and green tea. It's a wonderful life, isn't it? Well, certainly think so. It's strange. I was angry. I was an angry young man, Dora, envious of others for their power, their popularity, even their looks. But right here in this moment, I can't think of a single thing I want. Can't you? Because the children are in bed. Hold that thought. Beep, 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 beep. That phone always is the worst timing. No rest for the wicked, as they say. It'll just be a moment, darling. This is Lex Luthor speaking. How can I be of help? Awesome.
Yeah.
But look at this one.
Yeah.
Absolute
Then we get
Batman, number
the first
13.
look at, yeah.
That's Catwoman. Let's go. It
Yeah, I
says,
got
Gotham's final hour, a new apex predator emerges.
yeah. She shows up like at the end of issue 12, like really quick.
I have it
but
over
yeah.
here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, but she I ordered a few different covers of issue 13 with her on it.
So that is, guys, that was our reading real quick. No, it's longer than we said, but yeah, I enjoyed it. So this is what we did.
Yeah. I mean, it's super big. Like that Joker speech is epic. There is like absolutely epic because like you as we know, from how this universe was created was Darkseid. Darkseid literally created this universe, this absolute universe. And everything's all twisted, obviously. So him talking about this particle on how it has morality and he called it different things, it's like doom, speaking of like the my God, what's the thing with Darkseid's doom? Was it? Isn't his planet is doom?
Playing Doom, but I thought it was
Playing
mother
Doom.
boxes and all that.
Mother
stuff.
box, yeah. Well, yeah, they kind of get into the mother boxes. They call them father boxes in this one. So, but the whole morality thing is really interesting because, like, to them, justice is their way of life, But it's
justice is the strong being stronger than the weak and being more powerful than the weak and being able to overtake the weak because that's what justice is.
Yeah, it's like it's like
immoral,
evil. Yeah. So to them, like the status quo, like the right thing to do is like the evil thing. Like that's their normal. Their normal is like super evil, and he proves it here, and he's like, oh, but we have to take out the injustices, which I was like, oh, are we gonna get like, because if the villains are the Justice League, are we gonna get the big three, and the other ones are gonna start the Injustice League? Because it would only make sense according to
League Injustice,
that speech. League of Injustice. Yeah. Yeah. So this one definitely like if you haven't got on this universe yet with the absolute stuff, this is like a great starting point because as we read, it kind of gives you a breakdown of Batman, Superman, and stuff like that. So yeah, so you get a lot of the all the characters kind of introduced, and you get a little backstory of them a little bit, without getting into the details. But yeah, this definitely picks up.
It's very cool. It's going to be bringing a lot of things together. This is, if you're starting now, you're going to start getting what you want from what you wanted out of the movies. You're going to start seeing this stuff. So
yeah, because this is the first time that everything. What was that? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was. But yeah, this issue is going to be like the start of it all coming together. 100%. Well, and it's been about a year now, right? Because I think the Absolute Universe started like the end of 2024. I would say
like the very end,
November, something like that. Was I think when Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, I think were the first two issues that come out.
Yeah, I think it was January 2020. 5, I thought, but you might be right.
Right.
Crazy to think it's been that long.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, but yeah, so I mean, it's either been a year or coming up to a year, and then, but that's such a good way to do it. Is introduce all these characters individually, give them all their own problem, give them their own backstory, give them all their own villains and everything like that. Like have them be in their own world, even though they share the physical world or their physical world at least. But then you start tying them together. Then you start tying.
Now, hopefully, this is what James Gunn is planning on doing. Because if he is, this could be good. Don't rush it. Don't rush the stories. Don't rush to put everyone together. Give them their own stories first.
Yeah. Because I mean, granted, we had, they're not like Superman was Superman, but Peacemaker played a big role in it. Obviously, Lois Lane. You had Brainiac is already showing up. Ra's al Ghul showing up. So you have like his set of stuff. Same thing with Batman. Batman's got a whole bunch of issues going on, and even more coming up. So and same thing with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. She's mostly been.
No, I heard hers is mostly contained.
Hers is mostly contained with Hades or in hell and shit like that. Like hers doesn't really stretch out that far yet. Yeah. But yeah, definitely if I don't know if hopefully reading that and seeing that, like you're like, oh, that's Joker. He doesn't like to laugh. He doesn't like to make jokes. Like if that doesn't get you excited, like I don't know if you have a picture of what the Joker is supposed to look like. Because I guess he's gonna be changing forms at some point.
Yeah, exactly. He's supposed to be changing forms and let's see if I can find.
See, I got it. Yeah, so like there's that version, and if you read the comic book, you kind of seen him. You kind of seen him like in different forms. Like you saw a hand, and he was like absorbing like a body. It looked like almost too.
Yeah. The first look at Absolute Joker is awesome. Hold on, I think I could pull this up real quick.
If you got a better one, I can't find a good one, but
this is the best one I got right here. Though. That was the first time we saw Absolute Joker. So,
that's the first time we saw him in one of his forms. But then they teased what he's gonna look like coming soon.
I think I have it on the same. Here it is. Yeah, exactly what I have. Yeah.
Oh, you got your mic.
Yeah, that's next. No, it looks exactly the same. It's fine.
Mine's a little like fuzzy. Yeah, but yeah, and I kind of want that card. I hope they sell that card. Like I want that as a poster because that is freaky. That is super insane. Freaky.
That's super freaky.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I think he's coming up soon. Yeah. Like he's like this like dinosaur lizard monster, man. Like, like what the F? Like what?
Yeah, like how would you even categorize it?
Yeah.
He's gonna be bigger than Bane. Exactly.
That'd be interesting because Bane was massive. Bane was like a fucking 10-story building. Like the dude, he holds up Batman, and Batman's this tiny little thing, and then he was like Bane is just this massive, like And then so like I highly recommend reading a lot of this stuff, man, because like Bane, we're finishing up the Bane storyline. At least his arc,
because you're going to go to Catwoman, so you're going to finish the Bane now.
Yeah, the Bane stuff is kind of finishing up, but he changed a lot of stuff. But Bane was a problem. It is a problem. But yeah. So I think it's a good time to jump into this Absolute world if you haven't yet. Because reading Absolute Evil and seeing what they're gonna do, all the teases, what they're gonna start doing with some of these other characters, and start tying them together. So yeah. And if you've been watching the show, like I know a lot of you guys have, like we always talk about Absolute stuff. Like we always talk about it because it's so good. It's so good, man. Scott Snyder.
I have so
is-
many things right here. I have
he's
all of them right
killing it.
here, just in case. Just you never
Yeah.
know something's going to come up when you need to have absolute Superman near. You just need to have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, just right there. Like I have a few issues, and then I wind up reading Absolute Evil, and then I'm like, okay, I need to like get fully back into it because I'm super excited to see where it goes. So, and I'm like, I've been reading a lot of it online, like we just did.
Sure.
But I think I need to start collecting them again because I feel like this might be something.
This is gonna be a
need to
special.
own.
This is gonna be a special one. I agree.
Yeah, like they're already on, I think, the 7th or 8th printing of Batman #1.
Dude, it's like 9. There's like 9 printings. It's crazy.
It's selling like crazy, and I'm like really pissed I didn't get a first print. So I think I got
have
a
to look
third
through.
print.
I might have 2.
Yeah,
Let me look.
I got a third print. I ordered it's the 7th printing of them, whatever, but it's the first issue of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but the covers all make a poster. So I just ordered that. But
all these are first prints, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, highly recommend if you haven't, definitely read it. We might go over some more stuff as time goes by.
Along. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we went through the first hour, so now I know we gotta go to the next. So some people don't love
Exactly.
comic books like I do.
Exactly.
I can do this all day. We can do story time. Sit on my lap, pretty boys and girls. Let's do story time.
Yeah. But make sure you guys leave a comment, hit that like button if you watched on the replay. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're gonna be talking about some more comic books here and there randomly. But we always appreciate everyone hanging out with us in the live chat. We want you guys to stick around because we're gonna move on to our next topic for the night.